Hey guys, and welcome to number 23 of the Derby career mode, and in this episode we're just going to be commentating. We're going to get through about 7 or 8 games. As you can see, to kick off this episode, we did a bit of training there, and we did get Drummond to the 77 rated, which is kind of crazy when we did sign him for about 900,000, maybe something like that, and Lee Grant going the other way, something like that anyway, and you're 66 rated. Now he's gone up by 11 ratings in about a year, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because you do another year, and he could be 88 rated. Let's just hope for that. So, first up, we got a game in the Carabao Cup against Millwall. Not the most of challenges, to be fairly honest, so we're going to be using the second team. Should be quite interesting to see how Hoban, Hansen and a few others do play in this game. El Kabir as well. Been not too good recently, but here is the Millwall lineup. They got David Ford in goal, and apart from that, I'm not too sure about their team, to be fairly honest. They've had a bit of a change around since they've been relegated to League One. So in the 36th minute of the match here, El Kabir with the smash into the back of the net to make it 1-0 there just before half time. A really nice time to get the goal. And as I said, El Kabir's not been doing too well. Like, £4 million, I'd expect a little bit more from him, to be fairly honest. Like, he's got 4-star skills, 90 pace, 80 dribbling. He should be banging them in every time he's on the pitch, but at the moment he's really not doing that. But against Millwall, he did get that goal there and get us into the lead. Now in the 85th minute, last few minutes, Nori coming off the bench, finesses it around the goalkeeper and makes it 2-0 in the game. A nice goal for him, and first goal for the club, of course. So, yeah, it's nice to see that he's doing okay on that right-hand side. I'm actually going to do the kit numbers, not after this game, but the game after that, because I feel like a player that on loan, you don't really give him the number 7, you give him like a 20 or a 30 number. So, that is how the game does end. A 2-0 victory, not the most exciting games in the world. I don't think Millwall had a single shot on target, so that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, they had a 58% of possession, but they really didn't do too much with it, and we had quite a few shots and probably could have made it 3 or 4-0. But yeah, we're through to the next round. That's nice, and gives an opportunity for some of our second team players to get into the first team, which is always nice. So we were going to message there from Craig Forsyth. He's happy he's getting the game time, but obviously now Kolasinac is back from injury. We should be playing him a little bit more, so we're just going to go simulate here. And actually, a player is back from injury now, and it is Hoga, obviously. Did get injured first game of the season, and now he's back, 78 rated. It's a bit of a shame we're going to have to drop Bryson, but it seems like the logical thing to do. Hogarth's 78, Bryson's 74. Unless Bryson grows, it's going to be very difficult to get him into the first team, because he is about 30 now, so in terms of rating, he's not going to go anywhere, but he is a very nice 74 rated player. So, into the first Premier League game of this episode against Southampton. A nice test to kick it off, obviously, with the first team, and I think I'm actually going to start with Callum Wilson up front, but at the same time I kind of just want to keep Martin there. I feel Wilson off the bench, it's very, very effective with his pace, and hopefully we can get Hoger onto the pitch in the second half as well. Obviously, just come back from his injury, we should be able to get rid of that like band-aid thing, which just stays around until you do bring him off the bench. So let's go into the game now against Southampton, see what that lineup as well. It'll be quite interesting, because quite a few of the bigger teams, they kind of rest some of their bigger players, and they've kind of done it. Like, they've got Mane and Tadic on the bench. When you think about it, they should probably in there for Wanmi and Isgrove. But apart from that, it's a very, very strong Southampton team with obviously Pella and Forster and all the other very good players. So, into the 35th minute of the match here, cross into the box. Albin Tozer rising above the goalkeeper, puts it into the back of the net. His first goal for the club, and it's nice to see he's actually doing quite nicely. The Kia Albin Tozer link, it's doing very, very nicely. Obviously, Shackle, he's about 74 rated now. He's only going to go down. It is a real shame about that thing, like on FIFA. Like, why does it happen? It's so frustrating. But Callum Wilson off the bench in the last 15 minutes, getting that goal there in the last 10 minutes to essentially just secure us the win against Southampton. And that is how the game does end. Another 2-0 victory. Not the most exciting games in the world, but they're results. And when you're in the bottom half, well, not in the bottom half, but when you're a promoted side, you just need to get those 3 points. I think after this season, it's going to be a lot more interesting, because we'll have a lot better players, and Albin Tozer picking up the man of the match there with the goal and the clean sheet. So we're actually going to do some kit numbers now, because a few of the players I feel should be given other kit numbers, and especially Callum Wilson. I think I'm going to give him the number 10, as he's the number 18 at the moment. It's not bad of a number, but I feel kit numbers is quite a big factor on career mode as well. Like, I think Nori's got the number 7. We're going to give him like the number 20 odd or something, but yeah, there's not too many changes. Rodriguez, obviously a permanent player, we're going to give him the number 7, and yeah, I did a few other changes here and there, but generally just the 2, and yeah, hopefully it just makes it a little bit better and a little bit more realistic, because if you sign a striker for like quite a bit of money, I think they'd expect to get a good like kit number. But anyway, we're going to go into this game now against Watford. It is in the league, and I don't know, Watford are quite a bogey team against Derby. I don't think we've beaten them in quite a while, so it could be quite an interesting game. Hoga coming in for Thorne, obviously that'll be a nice improvement in the midfield positions. Hopefully we can get some goals in this game, and yeah, Martin starting this game, it'll be interesting to see how he does as well. He's not really scored that many goals this season so far. So here is the Watford lineup. They actually signed Prayat from Anderlecht and Jack Rodwell from Sunderland. It's quite an interesting lineup, to be fairly honest. Obviously we signed Hoban from them, but in the 85th minute of the match here, getting the cross into the box, Vidra's there, heading it into the back of the net. Not much we could really do. Maybe the centre-back could have marked him a little bit better, but that's how the game does end. It's really unfortunate. Like, maybe because we dropped Thorne, like that midfield playmaker style play, like Hoga's a bit more of a brute force, just kind of breaking up tackles and stuff like that. Thorne, he wins the ball, and then he'll do a good pass up the pitch as well. So maybe we should keep Thorne in the team. I'm not too sure, but when you've got a player that's like 6 ratings high, it's kind of obvious who you're going to pick. But Callum Wilson, he's on 3 goals so far. I'm not doing too well. The top goal scorer in the league so far is Barini with 6 goals from about 7 games, which is not bad at all, obviously. And Drommel's got 3 clean sheets from his 7 games, which is very nice. Obviously, we're doing okay defensively. Like we've only conceded 1 goal in the last 3 games. And we're going to do a quick squad report here. If you want to pause it at any moment, just make sure you do that, as not much of a growth. Like Hughes has gone to a 76, Drommel up to 77, Keogh up to 74, and a few stats here and there growing. It's nice to see Martin's growing in a few stats as well, especially when he's a bit old. Obviously Shackle now 33 years old. I don't want to sell him because I don't think he's going to go down too many more ratings, and he's only just signed for us. It's really annoying. Like, he's old and he's not that good for FIFA reasons, and that's kind of annoying. But Nori's gone to 70, that's nice to see. Obviously he'll be a nice backup centre attacking mid option. Ivan Calera and Benjaku, it's a bit of a shame we couldn't actually get them out on loan. A few other players as well. Maybe Bennett on a short-term loan. He's not going to have played too many games. Vyman, I think we should play him a little bit more. And Bryson has actually gone to a 75. Like, he's barely played. He's maybe played 3 games this season. Suter as well, on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, has grown to a 70. That's nice to see. But we're going to go into this game against Sunderland now. It's not the toughest game in the world, but in the rain, it's such a difficult thing for me. And obviously they got Barini playing top goal scorer so far, and Adam Johnson, the absolute beast, out wide. So into the 37th minute of the match here, Van Aanholt bringing the ball forwards. Johnson with the shot, Johnson with the goal, makes it 1-0. Not the best of starts to the game, but in the 43rd minute of the match here, Thomas Ince running into the box, eventually just about gets it into Salabos, gets it into the back of the net with a really nice long shot kind of goal just outside the box to make it 1-1 just before half time. A really crucial goal at a crucial time in the game. And then we go into the 61st minute here. Adam Johnson with his right foot smashes it into the back of the net. That's his weaker foot, and he's just managed to pull that off somehow. But we do decide to make our substitutions now. We did actually start Wilson in this game, so he was doing okay for a while, but I feel El Kabir in that centre attacking mid position, he is quite handy there with the 4-star skills, and we are going to bring on Rodriguez as well, another player with 4-star skills. So going into the last 10 minutes now, Martin's putting the ball through for Callum Wilson, who does get tripped up and does win us a penalty in the last 10 minutes. Can he get us the goal, get us the equaliser, and potentially push on and get the win? We'll have to see. So I think we don't have the best of penalty takers. Like 75, it's okay, but I would quite like a player that's in the 80s just to make sure you do finish. And obviously he did put it away there to make it 2-2 in the game. And I believe that is how the game does end. It's not the most of interesting games, but a 4-goal thriller against Sunderland. Some nice goals from Adam Johnson and Salabos, and a penalty. They just happen like every game. It's just like Callum Wilson, bit of pace, player brings him down because he's just not going to get there. And yeah, we get the point from Sunderland. Not bad at all. But our next game is against Manchester City. It is at home. We're going to be using their alternate kit, which looks really, really nice with like the yellow and then the black edges. And I don't think we're going to make too many changes to the lineup, to be fairly honest. I don't think there's a need for it. We didn't do too well in the last game, but it was in the rain, and this game's actually in the clear, so we should be able to do a little bit better. So here is the Manchester City lineup. Thomas Muller up front, Ayipong from Anderlecht out wide, same with Samir Nasri, De Bruyne, Yaya Toure, Fassi or Facey, the centre-back, and Gunn, the goalkeeper. Like, not many, like, they're quite young, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure they're in the 20s and probably not that good rated. So We go into the 26th minute of the match here. Thomas Muller somehow just creeps that under the goalkeeper and makes it 1-0 in the game. But in the 59th minute of the match here, Callum Wilson again just saving us. He's taking the shot. His goalkeeper had no chance, obviously hitting the underside of the crossbar, bouncing into the back of the net and makes it 1-1 in the game. I'm really glad we did sign Callum Wilson, because I think without Callum Wilson, we may not have been able to score as many goals as we have, because Martin hasn't actually scored in the Premier League yet. So we are going to make some substitutions now. Bring on Rodriguez on the left-hand side. Thomas Ince, a little bit low on fitness, and didn't seem to do too well in this game. And Elkabit in the centre attacking mid positions. And then a wonderful ball through for Callum Wilson here in the 77th minute, just waiting for Johnny Russell. I didn't want to take the shot. His finish isn't too good, Callum Wilson. It's about 78, which is okay, but I'm not that confident in one-on-ones with him at the moment. So just thought I'd sweat it across to Johnny Russell, get us a goal and get us into the lead. And yeah, a really good goal in the last 15 minutes. Can we hold off against Manchester City? It kind of does show when you do play those youth players against a promoted team, you're going to get goals. And 2 goals against Manchester City, not bad at all. But in the dying moments of the game, they do equalise with one of their youngsters up front. I'm not too sure who it is. But yeah, I was just so annoyed because you kick off and then they blow the whistle. Like, how annoying is that? If we just waited another 10 seconds, we would have got 3 points against Manchester City. But still, to get a point, not bad at all in the overcast weather as well. So, into another cup game this episode. It is against Bristol City this time in the Cat 1 Cup, the next round. And a little bit more of a tougher challenge. Obviously, Millwall in the League One, Bristol City Championship, so it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. I don't think I'll make any changes, to be honest. I've liked how the team does play. I must say, Hahn, 6'6" goalkeeper, really good at just grabbing it from corners. I think he's got like the long throwing trait as well, so he can just lob the ball out. And yeah, Bryson going up to the 75, maybe we can get him off the bench and potentially get a goal. So in the 77th minute of the match here, corner into the box, Jeff Hendrick heading it into the back of the net. Keeper, I'm not too sure why the keeper just waited. Like, he went for the ball, then he didn't get the ball, and then he just stood there and didn't decide to go back to his goal and prevent that goal. But last 15 minutes there from Jeff Hendrick gets us the goal. It wasn't the most interesting game. Again, in the rain, I'm just not that good. It's never an interesting game. It's very, very slow. The game's slow anyway on a dry day. You add the rain, and that's just another layer that's really, really slow. So we did get through to the next round, which is always nice. Not the most interesting of the games, not much happened, but Hahn, our goalkeeper, actually made some good saves here. As you can see, just getting that knee on it and just getting it over the bar. He is quite a big, beastly goalkeeper, quite bulky as well, and yeah, probably got us through to the next round just as much as Jeff Hendrick's goals. So a nice win there, obviously gives us a chance for some of the youngsters to get more games, get into that first team, and maybe Sesso and Cambo can compete with Christie for that right back position. So into the next game again, into the Premier League we go against Newcastle. Obviously Steve McLaren against his former club. Maybe this will be a fixture next season, I don't know. Maybe Newcastle will get relegated and maybe Dobb will get promoted and we'll play him at the Prem. I don't know, but yeah, it's potentially a fixture for next season either way. So we're going to go into the game here, and I don't think I'm going to make any changes. We have actually signed this youth player, Eggstein. He was on the team for quite a while, and if you do leave him in youth squad for too long, they eventually do get signed up by other teams. So I thought I'd just pick him up. He's 54 rated, not bad at all. But we go into the game here. Thomas Ince with the shot, then the rebound from the goalkeeper. Callum Wilson is there to thrive on that and to get us into the lead in the first third of the match. Not bad at all. A nice bit of like winning from Thomas Ince, a nice shot to be fairly honest, and then Callum Wilson in the right place at the right time to get the goal. Then in the second half of the match here, ball into the box, we don't quite clear it enough, and Tiote here gets it to Yanmat, then back to Tiote, then Cabella just finesses it back to the goalkeeper and makes it 1-1 in the 58th minute of the match. A little bit annoying because that is how the game does end again. Another point against City, Sunderland and Newcastle so far, but at least we're unbeaten. Like, we only lost so far in this episode against that Watford game, and yeah, we're in 9th of the table. That's not bad at all. I think we're going to play one more game this episode and then probably end it off. We played a lot. We played the entire month of October, so I think that's enough. I think if we just leave a couple in November, then we've got December, and then we've got the January transfer window, so not too long to go until you guys see some more signings. And as you can see, Drommel again growing to 78 rated. He has gone up by 12 ratings now in one season. He is one of the best bargain buys I've ever bought. And as you can see as well, Hobran, he's gone to a 74 rated centre-back, same as Keogh. Maybe that's something I need to consider, maybe introducing Hobran in some of the easier games. Also, Chris Martin, who hasn't actually scored in about 10 games, has grown by 1 rating to 74. So I'm not too sure where they think of these rating system, but I'm not going to complain. If your players are growing, there's not much to complain about. But now it's only 2 difference in terms of ratings, so that's not bad at all. So going into the final game of the episode against Stoke City, a very good team when you think about it. They got Arnautovic, Shaqiri. It's going to be a tough game, and we do actually win a penalty here in the 62nd minute of the match. Thomas Ince just driving the ball forwards, wins us the penalty. Then we've got Callum Wilson to step up to the spot against Butland, who was on loan at Derby last season. Puts it away, Butland going the wrong way, and gets to the goal in the last 30 minutes of the game. That's a really nice time to get a goal, because then we can make our substitutions, push on a little bit more. We're going to bring on El Kabir off the bench. It's really annoying how low Ceballos' fitness is. So we're going to bring on Thorne as well in the holding midfield role. Just Thorne and Hoagie, it'll be nice to see how those do together defensively. They should do quite nicely. But Stephen Lynon here chips it through. And then I think it's Jeff Cameron, like playing all-out attack or something, one of their centre-backs playing up front. Gets it through and gets the goal to make it 1-1. But El Kabir here with a nice bit of skill, bringing the ball forwards. A nice turn there, gets it into the box, smashes it into the top right-hand corner in the final moment of the game to win us the 3 points and to get us up the table. And that is a really nice win against Stoke City at home. And it shows when I'm in the clear, when it's a nice sunny day, I can win a game of FIFA no matter who I'm playing. But when it's a really tough rainy day against Watford, it's just really difficult, and it's just really frustrating how weather is such a massive factor in my game, because it shouldn't be. It's a simple thing in the game, and you should be able to play in any weather at all, but especially me, I like to play in the dry. So obviously ending off the episode with a nice win against Stoke City, that should leave us in the top half of the table, at least like top 10 from our first 10 games. I'm not going to complain at all. We've only got another 32 or something like that anyway. Yeah, first 11 games and we're actually in the top half of the table, so that's nice to see. So we're just going to simulate this training session to finish off the episode here. Callum Wilson, very, very close to 77 rated. Can he do it before January? We'll have to see. Just outside the, I think we're in the Europa League positions at the moment, and that'll be a really nice position, because if we could get that for the second season, then the Prem, then maybe get Champions League football in the third. We'll have to see, but nevertheless, we're going to end off the episode here. It's been a very, very long one, nearly 18 minutes, so if we could smash over 35 likes, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It's one of those episodes that I like to do because you just get whooshed through the calendar. So obviously now we're just in about November, and I believe our next game is going to be a good one. We're going to play the training sessions as well, hopefully get some more growth to our players. It's been absolutely mental episode. We've got through 2 rounds of the cup, and we're in 6th in the table. You really can't complain. So smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon.